Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle, we unite and tripping orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who got 'em, who rockin' on? Now who wanna move, tossing on? Now who wanna move out on? If you got stripes, then you let the city know you rock 'em. Yeah, we got 'em, yeah, we fought 'em. Like that black and orange up on 'em. Single bottle, never stop it. So the beast and know 'em. Who they rockin' with the diamond stripes, flossing on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen. We gon' show the world who king. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our...
Welcome to another episode of Bengals and Brews. I am Del Allman, joined by my co-host, Houday Joe, Orange Arrow, with his vasectomy. And we have guests from the Wincinnati Pod Network. We have Ace Boogie and Ryan Savaya. Just two fantastic gentlemen. What's up, everybody? What is up?
Appreciate you guys for having us, man.
Yeah, good to be here.
We're peons compared to you guys. Come on now.
Nah, not at all, man.
You guys are busy. I'm like, Ace, you did the AFC North talk. You are hosting spaces every time I look up. You got Wincinnati going on. I'm like, damn, this guy is busy.
I feel like Spaces right now is energy. Spaces is like the Antique Roadshow. It's just 24 hours a day, just constantly going on.
Yeah, it's been crazier just because of free agency. I think this is like the first time that there's been a ton of people on Spaces during free agency because Spaces really started from the playoffs. I still remember when it was like us telling Titans fans like how good the Bengals were. Nobody was giving us our props. There were some legendary moments that happened in Spaces for sure. And I think the Orlando Brown Jr. space from like 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock in the morning was definitely legendary.
Nothing but a party.
Yeah, I mean, I remember being on like right after that Titans playoff game late at night. And I mean, even then, I think you guys probably had like maybe 50, 60 people. And now you guys, I mean, the other afternoon, it's like middle of a work day. You guys got over 200 people on. And I'm just like, you guys both do a really good job moderating. So if anyone's listening and watching that hasn't been in one of these spaces, what can they expect? What's going on there?
You can just expect, and it's not even just me and Zim. I mean, there's a whole community of people there. I think that's the best part about it is you get so many different voices, so many different perspectives, but you can expect a lot of Bengals talk internally. You can expect a lot of, we call them the ops, a lot of enemies jumping in, talking to us cooking them, coming back with straight facts. So you can catch a lot of stuff. Right now, you'll probably just catch a lot of analysis internally in terms of who people want. And if people are in the know or know something or are close to somebody that knows something, they're good enough to share it with the group. So you kind of end up hearing about the Foster Moreau thing a day ago, or you kind of start hearing things behind the scenes. Even Malik Wright came in and spoke. So we had John Sheeran in there earlier. So you just never know who's going to be in there. And the best thing about it is everybody gets a mic, like me versus someone else. It doesn't even matter. Like everybody's equal. Everybody gets to talk Bengals, and then we all share in the passion of what we all love, which is the Bengals.
Yeah,
you can guarantee you'll get a silent Lindsey Patterson, and you'll get a couple of burner accounts for players that don't want it to be known that they're in there.
Yeah, T. Higgins. How did I forget? T. Higgins was in there one time. T. Higgins came up and told us what his favorite burger restaurant was, which is crazy.
3 years, $12 million. Nick Scott is a Cincinnati Bengal.
Nick Scott, let's go!
There we go. Let's
do it.
That was that from Jordan Schultz?
I refreshed and got Schefter. Former Rams safety Nick Scott reached agreement 3 years, $12 million, so $4 per. Scott helped beat them in the Super Bowl, which you didn't have to say that, bitch. And now we're trying to help the Bengals win their own.
Some underhand shade.
Always.
So let's just start there then. Impressions on his tape, because I saw where you guys kind of went back and looked into it a little bit.
Yeah, for me, I think I didn't know. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I didn't know who Nick Scott was.
Not on my radar.
Like 2 days ago. So I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys. But as soon as I started doing my research, I heard from Zim. Zim told me he talked to some people A lot of them thought that he was a better tackler than Von Bell. To me, what I saw, I think I remember watching a highlight where he picked off Tom Brady, which, I mean, who didn't pick off Tom Brady last year? The way he went out, that's my guy. He's the GOAT, but it got ugly at some points. But, from what I saw, it was a pretty solid player. I don't know about you, Sova. Did you see anything? You might have some of that NFL Films access that I might not have access to.
Yeah, for me, not seeing a ton of tape on him, but knowing that he was the more versatile of the two between him and Rapp. And that's going to be what's the most important thing.
Get them
Whoever
both.
can allow
Get them both.
Dax Hill.
Get them both.
Well, maybe. Yeah. I mean, you want to be able to see what Tyson Anderson has, so you don't want to spend too much money there. But I think anything that can allow Dax Hill to be at his best, which is a Swiss Army knife and a player you can deploy at various depths on the field and play multiple roles, because we know he's going to be out there, unless barring a catastrophe. But this signing allows them to be more versatile and use Dax Hill's versatility.
I wanted to say, when we signed Appleback last year, it was for $4 million. So this guy's getting $4 million per. So me just bullshitting, yelling out, get them both. That's not too far fetched, because you could play some 3 safety sets and some things like that. Would you guys be opposed to that?
I think last year, we were so excited to see those types of things when they drafted Dax Hill. It was like, okay, here comes Lou's, 3 safety system. And Ace, Sam, and I, we were talking about it all the time, every show. Can't wait to see how the 3 safety look, appears for the Bengals this year. And I don't think we saw it, once. I mean, there was very little Dax Hill on the field in the regular season, and if it was to be a more athletic version of Trey Flowers. And I think
that's what I was going to say. You sprinkled in some Trey Flowers, and you sprinkled in a little more Akeem Davis-Gaither instead of the straight 3 safeties, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
I agree. I made a shirt, man. I made a shirt thinking that it was going to be a 3 safety thing. I made a name for the group, and like Sova said, I didn't see it. We didn't see it much of it at all. The only thing that I will say, I'm not mad at bringing another safety in at all.
I think it's just me. I wanted Rapp personally, so I'm just.
I'm not mad at that. If they could land Rapp, the more the merrier. The more depth that you have there, the better. I took a lot of flack for this in Spaces. I want to see what this Tyson Anderson kid can do. Even if it's in a Trey Flowers role or something like that, the kid is 6'2", 4.36. I feel like a lot of people are just writing them off because it's 5th round pick. And I'm like, don't forget, George Iloka was a 5th round pick as well. And this was a guy that they were high on. But I would like to see Nick Scott and Dax first, and maybe you mix him in here and there with some of that stuff.
Use him kind of the way they did Dax Hill last year. Sprinkle him in.
Give him those 10 snaps. 10 snaps that they used to give Dax last year. Give him to Tyson.
Well, I was just going to say, this is your fault, Ace. I wanted to say it's your fault. Tyson Anderson bullshit was your fault. Because, no, I know what you were saying was hey, don't write the kid off because of the skills. And Iloka was a 5th round. And then people started running with that shit, though. And I was like,
I did it. I never meant Tyson Anderson should start. I was just you just can't at least have a competition and at least see what the kid is. Because when I looked at when we look at what the Chiefs did, right? A lot of those rookies played, and it's eventually down the line, especially once we pay Burrow, Chase, T, we're gonna have some of these guys play because everybody can't stay. We're gonna have to play some of these guys.
Yeah, you're damn persuasive because people did run with that. Tyson is the truth. He is a starter. We're good. And I'm like, whoa. I agree he's got potential, but that doesn't mean we don't need a vet.
Yeah, we definitely need a vet for sure.
I think people are excited that if you started, Hill and Tyson Anderson and a healthy Cheeto and CTB, you're looking at 4 guys with 4.3 speed out there. Where else do you have that?
Yeah.
And if those guys are actually good, it's you got Tyson and Dax as the combo of the future. But I'm not mad at Nick Scott at all. Give me Nick Scott. I'll take that all day.
Well, dude, some of those hits I've seen him lay.
Woo-wee.
Yeah, he'll dump you.
Yeah.
But for Tyson, one thing with him when he was drafted was like he's played every special teams. So that's what I was like. I was like, hey, I'm not giving up on the kid. I'm like, can we see him play like at least the special teams?
Right.
And then he can grow into another role. That's what I was like. It's like we're kind of, putting
it too far. No, I understand.
Yeah.
It's definitely a risky proposition if you do it that way. I never meant for it to be like,
I know you didn't. I know you didn't. But that just shows the effect that you have. You're like, don't sleep on Tyson Anderson. And everybody's like, Tyson Anderson started. Shut up, bitch. Tyson Anderson's a starter.
Remember, don't make me laugh too hard, Dale.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about your testicles.
Yeah.
My bad.
So with this Nick Scott signing, I know you said, Ace, you wouldn't mind if we signed another safety. But what do you think will happen? Do you think we're done at safety as far as free agency?
Or what's the next signing even, right?
I think the next signing has to be Foster Moreau, right? Like, he just was there today. Tight end market is getting very cheap. Like, when you see Mike Gesicki signed for 1 year, $4.5 million, I'm just like, look.
Yeah, he's ready to get
Joe,
that
that's
big
why
contract.
you didn't want to get there, did you, Joe? You didn't want to get there.
I wouldn't want to talk about tight end.
Listen,
I wanted Gesicki.
He went to go play
real
with Mac
bad.
Jones so he can go sign the huge contract next year because he's going to have all these yards and all these.
He's gonna have all the
catches,
targets.
all
That's
these
I think that's why he
touchdowns.
didn't want to come here personally, knowing nothing about the situation. I'm just like, if he went for that cheap, that tells me the Bengals weren't in on him.
Well, I just
Or
want to know what
Gesicki
the
wasn't in on coming to the Bengals because he knows he's target number 4 in the offense at best.
Yeah,
And he's on a 1-year prove it deal. That's not going to get him a big contract. So he went somewhere where there's no competition really, and he can pad some stats.
I just want to say that I can't wait to refer to Ace as Mr. Boogie from now on with that in the comments section.
Yeah, well, that's Crip,
Yeah, that's our guy. Yeah.
I'm Diesel Dell, and then Casper Dick, that's Derek. Yeah.
Hey, I gotta say, I don't look like the palest one today.
He brings that name up because it's a name that I said don't bring up. That's the only reason he brings it up.
So, I had a question. I saw where the Bills released Isaiah McKenzie today. I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on him. Like, do you potentially see that being one of the guys that the Bengals would be interested in?
Speed.
I know. That's what I love about him.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's like he's a more athletic version of, TI and TT, but I just think they have too many guys like that on the roster right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they're, I think we saw that they needed some help at the 4th wide receiver when Boyd went down against the Chiefs, and it really limited with the doubles on the outside. But they needed somebody, I guess, with a little more wiggle, a little more juice. So maybe that is the play. Now that I'm talking myself into it, they need somebody that can beat man on man and get open in the middle of the field. And if they don't have, if they don't have an athlete like Hunter Henry at tight end, we'll see what happens in the draft here and with the remainder of free agency. But, they need some athleticism at the 4th wide receiver. And if that's where they get it, then I could see them doing that.
Yeah, for me, Isaiah McKenzie, he is similar to Trent Taylor. He's kind of got that 5'8" kind of thing going on, right? He's got the speed. That is something I think that we kind of lacked a little bit, a guy that could take the top off. I really thought that the guy that we acquired from the Chargers last season would be a guy that could potentially be in that role. But with Isaiah McKenzie, you get a guy that, honestly was what the Bills' like 3rd option last season. He could come in and be a Bengals 4th option potentially. I'd like to see it. The only thing I wonder is it looks like he is a return specialist. So I was wondering that, like, where is the special teams aspect of him?
Mm-hmm.
Can he help in? If he can, kid's 27. I'd take a chance on him. I'd take a flyer on him just to see what he could do. So I wouldn't be opposed to them bringing in Isaiah McKenzie whatsoever at all. And he's played for a team in the Bills that's had playoff experience and stuff like that. So I wouldn't mind it at all.
The next question would be salary for him, right? Because I think the Bengals would want to wait and see what they could get in the draft for that speed returner role. and they would take the salary instead of paying him 3 or 4. So that might be a guy that you circle back to, right? If he's still available after the draft.
Okay. Agreed.
And I think maybe that position gets, is like a training camp pickup as the training camp cuts come, and then the salaries aren't guaranteed through the entire year, and it's a little more money friendly for them.
So I'm trying to get hyped about this. Sorry, Ace, but I'm trying to get hyped about this Scott signing. So I want to read this from our boy Evan McPhillips. So Bengals fans pointed out the other night, Scott was asked to fill the free safety role in LA last year, 635 snaps at free safety, 232 in the box. Now, Von Bell for us last year was 495 at free safety, 486 in the box. And all his PFF stats for the Scott that I looked up was like, damn, he's good against the run. He's good as that box safety kind of guy. His coverage grade is what sucked. But if we're taking that away from him almost, and that'll be Dax's role, it makes me like the signing a little more. Yeah. I just wanted to toss those stats in there. I didn't know if you guys, because I didn't know any of that.
I didn't either. Like I didn't know who the guy was 2 days ago. I had to go and do my research, look up highlights and everything. I think that if he's in the box, this is where I think Lou is going to have to kind of work his magic, right? Because we know that Lou is a great coach, and I would argue that before Von Bell got there, I mean, you knew who Von Bell was, but he really became the Von Bell that we know him to be under Lou and in his system, right?
Every year he got better in it.
Exactly. Especially last year. You look at last year in comparison to the year before, he had even more of a role. So, the coverage thing, that scares me a little bit, but maybe Lou knows something that we don't know in terms of using the coverage.
Agree.
Paul Daner just said that he was actually targeted from early in the process for the next generation of Lou's defense.
That guy on Twitter, man, that Dakotas dude might be on something. I don't know.
So for me, I mean, obviously he's going to need to be athletic and do all these things on the field, but what made Bates and Bell so great in Lou's defense was the communication and the way that they could trade off being the field general back there. And so that's why it was so crucial for them to get a veteran player with experience, someone who's seen it and can identify it and relay it to the rest of the squad, because you're looking at a second-year guy with limited reps in Dax Hill. You're looking at another second-year guy in CTB, and we'll see when Cheeto's healthy. Hopefully it's week 1, but you never know.
Yeah. So I got a real question for you guys. One of the questions going around Twitter, and we just got it since you guys are the insiders, we got to know this. What were the cheeseburgers last night?
Oh my God!
What was on the cheeseburger?
No, I would hope
some
Thousand Island dressing on there, maybe some pickles on there, some cheese, and it had to be double patties. It had to be double patties. Maybe you slide some bacon in there. It had to be some. Really
Joe didn't have a double patty, but Orlando had probably triple patty.
Yeah,
triple patty. Yeah.
Joe might have had lettuce wrap.
Yeah. Were these Ruby burgers, or were they,
They actually split one meal. Joe got the salad, and Orlando got the damn triple burger.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Going into O-line, so Jonah wants out, and I'm assuming that's because he doesn't want to make the transition from left.
All right, hold on.
Right.
Let me take this one. Yeah, because Ace is confusing the hell out of me.
I've been waiting for this all day.
So I'm a very direct person, Ace, and I love you, and I love you so much. You've been confusing the hell out of me this past day.
Yes, sir.
So you're like trying to get a first round. Maybe we can get a first round pick, which I'm like, I'll take a second, but hey, you always aim high, right?
You all gotta aim high. So for me,
but then you were pointing out how much he sucked.
I got you. This is a free agency where we saw a guy like Jawan Taylor, who really only had one good season, right, get paid. We've seen guys like Donovan Smith for the Bucks, who a lot of Bengals fans wanted. If you talk to people in Tampa, they hated him. This is a situation where, as bad as I might think Jonah Williams is, and maybe that's just because I'm looking at it from a lens of how bad people used to criticize Bobby Hart and guys like that, he's still a left tackle that has a lot of experience up under his pads, per se, and is a guy that was a former first-round pick. But the biggest thing about it that I think gets you closer to a first, probably a first is probably a pipe dream, but that's where I would start, is because of the value, right? Like, you look at how much these guys got paid this offseason. I just talked about Jawan Taylor, right? Never has even played left tackle, never played a snap at left tackle, and is getting $20 million a year before he even lines up there. The fact that those guys are making 20, 23, 22, like the fact that you can get this guy for 12, you can plug him in for a season, see if you like him, and if you like him, you can extend him before he even gets to the market, before the prices get crazy. That is a value factor there. So when people are like, oh, I'll give a third-round pick for Jonah Williams, when you look at the draft class, you're not going to be able to get a Jonah Williams in the third round. You're not going to really be able to even get a Jonah Williams in the second round if you don't play your cards right. So this isn't a draft class that's really loaded and has that like top tackle. It's kind of top heavy. If you don't get any of the top three guys, you're kind of dealing with a guy that might be a project. So for me, it's just given those circumstances, which pushes Jonah up. To me, I think Jonah's actually average. I think he's mid. I think he's an average left tackle,
Agreed.
Which is hard to come by in some certain instances. But I feel like that advantage from a money aspect and all of that, that's what makes it valuable to me. I think realistically, you probably try to get a second. A third, I just feel like I'm just handing somebody a favor. It's like,
give me the top half of the third at least. You know, that's what I've been
top
saying.
half of the
Give me
third.
top half of the third. That's it.
I'd even think about this. So if we talk about first, I'd even look to Tampa Bay and say, hey, you got the 19th pick. I got the 28th. How about I give you Jonah Williams in 28 and move up to 19? I'd even do that. Like, I'd even take something like that.
I just wonder, I just wonder who you target in that, because
if one of the top three tackles are there.
But we have our left tackle, and Brown is very emphatic that he wants to be a left tackle, just like Jonah.
Yep.
So you don't want to.
It's got to be a right.
Yep. Yeah, for me, I think in that situation, if I go up to 19, I think that secures Mayer. It could secure DeJuan Jones too. Like, if you want to tackle, you could go and get DeJuan Jones. Whereas at 28, I don't know if you could get Bijan too. Possibly, yeah. I mean, I think you could open your options up if you were to move up to 19 versus if you stay back at 28. I don't think the options will be bad at 28, but I think 19 probably puts you in a range for a Kalijah Cansey, for possibly a Nolan Smith, some of the guys that won't necessarily be there.
That's what I said. We were talking about it earlier because I've been doing shows when I got off work, and I was like, Brzee might be a guy even that you know, if you're going to package Jonah with somebody to move up, you target, because I think he has not even close to reach his ceiling. Like, for sure.
Yep.
And the other thing is, remember last year during the draft when it was like Hollywood Brown went for a first round pick, and you were like, what?
All right, you're right. No, hold on, time out. All right, now I understand why you're asking for a first round pick.
Yeah, that was wild.
All right. Yeah, I'm asking for a first round pick too. Fucking Hollywood Brown got one.
Claypool went for a 32nd pick. That was crazy. I'm like, hey, Chicago, what's going on, buddy?
The former Steelers receiver, who is a top 3 receiver in the NFL, even got a second round pick.
Yeah,
that was a robbery. That was robbery. That's what I want to do to somebody. I want to put the ski mask on and just say, hey, all
right.
There's no tackles left. You want them?
All right.
Hand over the bag.
I'm sorry that I think reasonably, and I forget that some of these fucking GMs do not.
You're like, but he's not that good. But you're right. The market is scarce. The draft class is scarce.
It takes one team, right? It takes one team to give you that.
And I saw something where it was like, hey, if we don't get the deal that is good for us, that we'll just hold our ground. And a lot of people think Jonah's the kind of guy that he'll just, bite the bullet and just be all right, I guess I'm going to play it right.
Dan Ward don't say a lot, Joe, and he was saying that.
Yeah, that's where I saw it. And it was just like, what? So it's like, all right, so it's not like we have to give him away, but what's the worst you would take? Like, would you take a third for him?
Oh, yeah, of course I would take a third for sure, especially if it's early third or something like that. Yeah, I'd definitely take a third. I mean, at that point, too, you got to also look at it from I am
12.6
taking
million.
12 million or whatever
Yeah.
off of my book. So
12.6 million.
12.6, yeah.
Then we can sign my guy Poontang, you know?
Yeah, I think these other teams are going to value him, obviously, a lot more than the way Bengals fans do, because they don't have the luxury, or we don't have the luxury of looking at it with, the vision of every sack that Jonah allows, we associate it with some form of heartbreak. I remember that 3rd and 8, and we needed that to continue to drive, and Jonah allowed that sack, so that affected me. And so we have all these memories that are associated with these sacks. Whereas to someone else from another team, they just look at it and it was like, okay, he gave up, 38 pressures and 12 sacks, and I can work with that. While we're
Billy Price, what?
Yeah, but those 12,
Yeah.
Billy Price, Jesus, Bobby Hart. I mean, there's some bad ones.
And I do see some people making excuses for Jonah, saying that he played through a dislocated kneecap. I don't know. I mean, I agree. Like early on this season, I think he was, but
sure.
I don't think it affected him all year, or he wouldn't have been out there. I don't know how you guys feel.
Listen, I've been defending the hell out of this man for months.
You have,
because he was going to be our left tackle. Then we signed Orlando Brown, and he requested a trade. He sucks. He sucks. He's ass. He's been ass the whole time.
I was gonna say, Joe, did he have 2 dislocated knees last year when he gave up 10 sacks?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Perfectly healthy.
He did. Who?
Jonah Williams.
Jonah.
Yeah, that's when he had. That's when he was injured.
No, the year before.
No, year before. He said he gave up 20 sacks the year before.
12. Oh, damn. Yeah, I ain't got no excuses there.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking try. Guys, if we're going to be on team, we got to try. Like,
you got to try.
I got to finish this fireball shit.
What do you guys think about adding Cody Ford?
I hope he never has to play.
You had to go there.
Exactly.
You just want to keep it going, don't you?
I hope he never has to play. Like, as long as he's a backup, I'm good with it, because it's like you look at guys like Hakeem Adeniji, love him. He's been on the show. 6th-round pick, has really struggled once he's been in there. Can't play. Yeah. We know he can't play guard. We saw that. He's better at tackle. And then you got other guys like Deontay. Love him too, but Deontay can't get on the field. 6th-round pick.
Inactive. Like, they had him inactive for so much. That killed me last year because I thought he was going to take a step last year. For sure. So at least with this guy, like, I guess you consider him a veteran. If it's his 4th, 5th year, he can play tackle and guard. He has experience, so it's not like you're just throwing a young guy out there with no experience that hasn't played. But I don't think that he's like really good. I think that he's like probably lower tier mid. Like, it's probably a little better than Max Sharping. He's probably in between Max Sharping and Jonah. Like, the PFF grades, like, and it's not to be all end all. Obviously, we know, but yes, they're brutal, and they're brutal for every season.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he started out as a right tackle, and then he's played left guard. He's played right guard. Like, teams have tried to bounce this random man around with his 1st, 2nd-round pedigree.
Yep.
And he's not been good at any of it. Like,
I think that's the only reason they signed him, is because they view him as a guy that has a lot of experience in a lot of different spots, and it's a versatile guy that if someone does go down, he's not going to be totally lost. He can be kind of plug and play if we need some reps out of him. Hopefully we don't have to rely on him too much, but
I was all for that as like a guard depth, because we don't have any guard depth. But I'm like, when it said, we're going to give him a chance to play tackle, that's when I still thought we were trying to move Jonah to right, which now it all makes a little more sense in hindsight, but we still need a right tackle in my opinion.
If I'm not mistaken, didn't Frank Pollock say, like, when they asked him, he was like, yeah, Jonah's going to be in the mix battling it out for right tackle. And I was like, battling it out with Cody Core? That's a little, I don't know.
To me, that comment makes it seem like he's assuming
But Pollock is taking L's left and right. Like, he is not really calling the shots on his line anymore, because he said Jonah's our left tackle. Which it's hard to say, hey, we're going to get the number 1 free agent.
I thought Frank said that it was up to, or he said something about anybody, and then I think Brian Callahan said, your memory is better than mine. I can't remember now, but
What?
I thought Brian Callahan had said that he was the left tackle.
My motherfucking man is on some painkillers. That's why his peanuts aren't hurting after his vasectomy.
He's been through a lot today. Let's cut him.
He's had a rough day. Somebody gave you good advice, and they said make sure you have music on so you don't hear all the noises when they're grinding in your stuff. And you said you went 2 songs in and it died.
Started buffering. Right? Yep.
So the one dark horse free agent that a lot of people have been all over is Gardner-Johnson, and it seemed like it was a pipe dream, and then they brought back Slay after he basically said goodbye to Philadelphia. Now it's going to be tough for Philadelphia to bring him back. Do you see a way that we do sign him? Or is the only way we sign him is going to be at a discount?
Before Nick Scott, you could have probably convinced me. Post Nick Scott, I'm just not sure. I mean, that guy's market just went. I don't know if it's because he was the one that called out the defensive coordinator, right? That got the coaching job. I think that's what it has to deal with. I mean, him publicly on Twitter blasting a defensive coordinator. A lot of people aren't going to want that on the team. Like, even if you're talented and stuff like that, if you lost your cool,
sounds like Eli Apple.
Exactly.
Yeah, he said you didn't put us in position to win games, something like that.
Yeah, I heard that he was waiting to see if Philadelphia was going to match the offer that the Bengals put out there. I don't think that they ever did. I don't think that they plan to. And now I think the Bengals have moved on, and I think I've heard some other teams that were involved. I think I heard Denver possibly put an offer out to him. I heard that he visited Atlanta. I just think his market dried up. I think he wants something way more than what he's getting. And now the reality of, hey, you're not going to get what you want is really settling in for him. So I don't think we're going to end up with him. What about you, Silva?
Yeah, after signing Nick Scott, I think you can pretty much put that one to bed. They're not going, veteran at this point, especially with Dax Hill.
Am I crazy to think it was a pipe dream all along? Because PFF is $12.5 million projected annual value, average annual value. He was a top 15, free agent.
Brown was over 20.
Absolutely.
I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. And then we got Orlando, and we were still talking about Chauncey. I don't know. Where did all that smoke come from? Was that just Twitter, or was there inside sources? Because you guys have
there was inside sources that I talked to that were very close to the team that talked about he got an offer. He wanted to see if Philly was going to match it. And I think him doing all of that stuff on Twitter was to try to kind of coerce them into matching it. I think we were his second choice. I don't think we were his first choice. I think it was all right, I'm going to use this for the leverage on Philly. And then Philly makes these moves, and he's like, okay, he's probably thinking from his side that they're clearing that space for him. And then it's no, they're not clearing that space for you. And I think that's when you saw him going back and forth when they cleared it the one day, and then they signed. It came out that they were going to sign Slay. Then he's back to putting the Bengals stuff out there because he's thinking
that whole day was weird.
He's responding to Mike Hilton.
I tried to reach out to somebody close to Mike Hilton, but I couldn't get I didn't want to ask them just because they had went through a death in the family. But I had heard something from somewhere where he was waiting on the deal. And then I'm assuming that the Bengals just probably moved on. Philly doesn't seem like they're doing it. And also when he did that, he took it off because I think that's when I heard he was going to Atlanta. He was headed to Atlanta when he took it. The second time when all of that came off, apparently he was in Atlanta. Then they took that off. I guess the Atlanta thing didn't work out. I mean, they did just sign Jesse Bates. And then I heard about the Denver thing, but I don't think Denver gave him what he was looking for either. So I think the Bengals have just moved on. And I mean, I don't blame them. There's other positions like tight end and these other guys that they have to focus in on.
Yeah, and one position. Go ahead, Dale. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, speaking of tight end, what would you guys give Foster Moreau since this guy has been here on a visit? And we've seen some of these other deals come in. And he's projected. Spotrac, they had him at almost $9 million. And then I think PFF even had him at 7 because he's only 25 years old. Right. But he's never been the guy for a team. And maybe I'm like, that's almost a projection for next year if he plays for Burrow because people get these contracts. So I would offer him maybe a year, $5.5 million.
What do you think, Silva?
I mean, I think it's fun. adding another LSU Tiger, a guy he's familiar with. I'm so tired of these like 1 year deals, like the 1 year deal to Hurst, where I think like you need to build a little rhythm in there in the room. And so like, a 2 year deal to me for someone like him is probably what I would offer if I was at the table.
Especially being
I think it's a
25.
nice piece. Yeah, absolutely. Two, I could be convinced to offer, with an option for a third, but they don't have bodies in that room right now other than Asiasi, so they've got to add a
Wait. Sorry, we
a
have to do
veteran
that.
or two, and then they definitely need to address it in the draft. And I want a weapon at the position. I don't just want a guy that's there to block and be a check down guy. I want a killer at that position.
Yeah, that's the only reason I could see them not signing him is they want to see what happens in the draft because it's a great draft class. That's no secret. And if they got 5 or 6 guys that they're like, hey, we'd love to have one of these guys to be our tight end of the future, let's see what happens. And if we don't, there's still a lot of vets out there that, could help as a stopgap option until we figure out our long term.
But you start to play your hand a little bit if you don't take a free agent at all.
Yeah,
Like
another
name I've said is like Irv Smith.
Yes.
Irv
Drew
Smith
Sample's
was a
still
guy
out
too.
there.
Fuck yourself.
All I'll say is this: Donald
Y'all gonna
Parham
make
Jr.
me lose my mind.
just signed a 2-year deal for $2.65 million.
Right.
I might say, hey Foster, let's do 2 for $4.
Right.
Like that. And that's where I'm at.
But yeah, if we could get like a Michael Mayer, I'd be fine with like an OJ Howard as a vet stopgap while we develop Mayer. There's lots of guys out there like that.
Stop trying to make fetch happen, bro.
Hey, we missed out on him
Not
last year.
happening. Fetch isn't
Right.
happening.
Never know.
OJ Howard, like it's just not happening.
OJ Howard is not happening. The crazy part though is OJ Howard still had a better season than Asiasi, and all he needed was week 1 to do it.
Why you gotta say his name like that?
Yeah, see.
I ain't saying no oi after that shit.
One position we haven't talked about is running back. I think that's the biggest uncertainty right now is like, I have no idea if Mixon's going to be back. Are we going to get a vet? Are we going to target it? We'll start with you, Ace. What are your thoughts on where we go with running back here?
You got to restructure Mixon. There's no way you can pay $12 million, I think, this year. You got to restructure him in some type of way. If he restructures, then I think you keep him and you draft a guy for the future. I really think it's similar to the situation that Mixon came into where we had Jeremy Hill, we had Giovanni Bernard, right? And then once we were done with Jeremy Hill, we inserted Mixon there. I think you do something similar to that. Or the Geo one where we had Law Firm and Geo. Then the next year, Geo took over. I think that's what you should probably do there. Obviously, it was a down season. You got to get somebody in there that can pass protect now that Samaje is gone.
Yep.
And you got to get somebody that's really good with the gun run. So I think the draft for me is always where they were going to make the decision at running back just because they're loaded with running backs. Like tight end and running back in this draft are loaded. Like you can get guys in rounds through 1 through possibly 5 at both positions.
Oh, we can
and
start
still
talking draft here in a minute.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
going to say, did you
you're
see
getting
Tajay
nailed,
Spears'
shoved
freaking
up.
pro day?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They got some good options there. So that's where it would be for me is get Mixon to try to restructure, get a running back in the draft. If Mixon doesn't restructure, that's when it gets – you might have to let him go and then try to still get maybe 1 or 2 guys in the draft.
Yep. Ryan,
I would watch the second round of the draft. That's their sweet spot for skill position players, running backs and receivers. And I think you just said Charbonnet. I think that's a guy that's a real possibility. They need a home. When was the last time they had a true home run hitter like that can take the ball 80? Corey Dillon. Like, what was the last time that they weren't built around a power back who had some juice? Mixon's probably the closest thing, but they need some some real speed at the position, and I think like the second round is the sweet spot at if we just go by what they've done in the past.
That's the one thing with Charbonnet is like he doesn't hit the home runs, like he's so close so many times.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, and if you don't see it in college, you're probably not going to see it in the pros. You hope so, but
I'm a Chris Rodriguez guy. I know I'm in the minority. I like some Chris Rodriguez. I'm not gonna lie. Cincy James, I'm with you on that train.
Now, what do you guys think of Spears? That's toss the third name in there, Tajay Spears.
Spears is a dog. I like Spears as well. There's so many options in this draft, man. I mean, you even talk about the kid. What's the kid from Alabama that everybody wants as well?
Well, Gibbs, but I think he's going to go. I wouldn't take him in the first. I don't think he gets to 60.
He'll get top 40.
I think he'll go mid-second.
I don't think so. I agree with you guys on that. I think he's probably RB2 in this draft. But yeah. Same. Bernard Scott, Bernard Scott was a home run hitter.
Oh,
he's
Bernard Scott. That's a return guy.
Yeah. I'll toss out a name that I don't know if you guys have checked him out at all, since we're kind of talking a little draft now. And
before we go into draft, can I ask you about No, I just wanted to ask real quick about our running backs in the room right now, because we was talking about them a little bit, and like Travion, because we never really touched on him.
Yeah, I mean, a decent runner. I mean, he gave him some really good carries the second half of the season, and obviously they trust him more than Chris Evans, which is sad. But if he's not getting, Chris Evans isn't getting the run, then it's telling you that somewhere along the line, whether it's in practice during the week, he's not giving them any reason to trust him. And, whether that's his running style or his decisions when he has the ball in his hand, we know that like as a receiver, he is the guy that at the position that they need, like he can run that wheel route or that slot fade. They need that guy. That's kind of, when Austin Eckler asked for a trade, it was like, wow, that's the guy that's the type of back that could unlock the next level of this offense. Now he's older and he's got some, wear on tires and probably asking for more money than they want.
Yeah, he wants more than the six.
Right.
So.
Wants that dinero.
But that's what they need, is they need that guy who can take that check down, and instead of just get 4 or 5 yards, he's getting 10, 11, 15 yards. They need that additional threat, and I think that's going to be a big part of what how they scout and break this running back class down. And Travion gives them some of that, but he doesn't have, like we were just talking about a second ago, he doesn't have as much juice as I think that they really need at that position.
My only issue with Travion is he can't stay healthy, and that's the only thing. Like, I think he's amazing when he gets in. I think there was a game last season where he got in, finally got his chance to show something, but it's just, can he stay healthy at that position? Right. And that's the part about Travion where I have a question. I don't doubt his talent and what he could do given the opportunity, because we've seen it. I was actually pissed because he kept my boy, one of my boys off of the roster, not James St. Patrick, but Jock Patrick. That's my boy. I know him from way back in the day, like way before he was even a Bengal. But Travion's got the talent. It's just, can he stay healthy? And I've been told that they want him to be the Samaje Perine replacement. So I don't know if that's like pass blocking or what that is. So I would keep an eye on that. But I do know Zach Taylor loves him because he was on the Texas A&M staff, I think, when he was there. So they go way back.
Okay.
So, I mean, he's basically like his high end is he's going to get a chance to be running back too. If all goes well, he's probably not going to be running back too. Opening day. I'm just being real. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, mixing whatever happens there that shakes out, and then you got the draft. But the guy I was going to get to with the draft was my guy Izzy Abanaconda from Pitt.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about him? You checked him out at all? He's only 21. Like, he's got good size, explosive. I don't know that he's the pass catcher that we want, but there's something about that kid that I'm like, holy shit, he's productive this past year. Like, I think he had like 1,300 rushing yards. It just
Are you aware of him, Sova? I have not seen that kid yet. I have not gotten in that deep.
No,
into
not
it.
yet.
okay.
I was gonna flip.
Well,
it to
check
a
him
guy
out.
that-
Check him out. Okay.
Definitely
Heard
will.
it here
Definitely
first.
will.
to a guy that I liked in Keaton Mitchell from East Carolina that
Like him.
is a real burner and's got some really good vision. So I think that
Small guy too, right? He like
is
5'8".
a small guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Is
Well,
there
if we're
any-
going small guys,
Go
we
ahead.
might as well ask about Deuce Vaughn.
Deuce Vaughn, my boy Deuce. Deuce, I will say this because I have put in the data for like the productive or consistently productive guys, and Deuce shot up there. I know he's a smaller guy,
He's
but
like 5'5".
his production is insane though. What he was able to do at that size in college was insane.
Yep.
So
Well, and if we got Orlando Brown, let's say first round, we draft DeJuan Jones to be our right tackle of the future. And then
Love
Deuce Vaughn, the pictures alone, you just put the two of them,
Yeah.
Deuce in the middle. The fucking, I mean, that
It's
is
like
quality
twins
content.
with Arnold and Danny DeVito.
You can't
That would
go
be
wrong.
insane.
You know,
you can't go wrong.
I'll speak that into existence till it happens. We
And the-
mocked that like a week ago, Derek.
Yep.
I'm telling you.
The other
I
good
agree.
thing we have going for us, there's a lot of free agent running backs. A lot of them. I'm just going to run through this list really quick. I mean, Zeke,
I disagree.
Fournette,
I
Hunt,
disagree.
Jerick
There's only one
McKinnon.
guy I want. Nope. That's
Jerick?
it. You said it. In there.
Jerick McKinnon. I do
want
love
Jerick
Jerick
McKinnon.
McKinnon. There's
That's
also
it.
Devin Singletary, Dearness Johnson. Those are most of the big names.
McKinnon would go crazy in our offense. I'm not gonna lie. I just wish he just hit 30, but Jerick McKinnon was a guy I honestly was worried about when we played the Chiefs last year, just because didn't he have like 6 catching touchdowns or receiving touchdowns or something last
He
year?
had like 6 straight games with one, or even maybe
Yeah,
even more.
It's crazy.
It's
It was
wild.
crazy. So I wouldn't be opposed to McKinnon at
He
all.
don't have the tread on his tires either because he's always been in rotation, San Francisco,
Mhm.
Kansas City, all this stuff. So like he's a young 30 if there's such a thing for running backs in the NFL. So I
And he
just been
turns
super high on him.
31 before the season.
Well, fuck it, Ryan. Don't you have to go and bring up that stat.
I don't know,
I
guys.
think he would last longer than like a guy like Zeke, though. I mean, Zeke's
Guys
got
are
like
getting rid of guys at like 27. It's like, oh, you're old now. I was like, what
Yeah.
happened to 30? What happened
Yeah.
to 30?
Yeah.
Zeke's like 23 years old and looks like an old man now because of all the tread.
Singletary is the other guy that I liked for the running backs just because on the other end he's like 25.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Is
Yeah,
there
but I'm
any
like
reason
this with
why?
Zeke.
Is there? Oh yeah, definitely. Is there any reason why he didn't work out in the Bills' offense, or what? What about him? Just didn't.
I've been burned too many times by that guy in fantasy football. So
I know. I'm the same way. I think I drafted him.
Your birthday,
Yeah.
you hate. He's out. He's out.
I drafted him like the second round or whatever. His second year. Oh, it hurt.
Yeah,
So because fantasy football, he's out.
he's a mixed bag. He's a mixed bag.
They're going to be able to find what they need in the draft, like even in the mid to later rounds too. I mean, like look at like guys like if they had like James Cook with the Bills drafted last year, I think we would be excited with a player of that caliber, you know, or even Pacheco who went in the 6th or 7th round. Like they get a guy like that, I think they'll be good.
Well,
Some people are big on Roshan.
Yeah, which hasn't played a lot, but I'll toss out a couple more names besides Roshan Johnson. That's a good name from Texas. But Kendre Miller from TCU, Sean Tucker, Evan Hall from Northwestern. Seems like a dog. He's had a great draft process, all that.
Kenny McIntosh.
Chase Brown from Illinois. Derek is madly in love with his brother, Sidney Brown, the safety. But
Safety, yep.
I think there's some good, solid running backs that you could even get, like you guys' 3rd, 4th round, that could potentially make a big impact.
For sure. It's going to be fun times, man. The offseason, draft, free agency, you can't go wrong.
So what are we thinking the next? Foster Moreau, we're going to sign him?
Yeah, I think that's the next move.
I think it's Foster Moreau. I'm wondering if they're going to add in like an edge. I went through the edges in this draft from a consistent production. It's kind of trash. I'm not gonna lie. It's not good. It's like Will Anderson, and then it's just like everybody else.
Right.
That's it.
Oh, I was like free agency wise. There's not a lot out there for me either.
Nothing.
I want Yannick. I'm not gonna lie.
Yannick,
Well, he's 27, 9.5 sacks. Like, but how can we? And then does that take away from Osai? Because Osai still needs more snaps.
That is true. I think it depends because depending on how they use like a guy like Cam Sample, he might be the odd guy out. Yannick in our defensive rotation would just go crazy.
I know. No, I agree, but I'm like, we can't even get Osai on the field. And Sample sometimes played, if not more than Osai last year. Because I was looking for him to be our rotational 3-tech going into last season. I'm like, my breakout candidate is Sample. Slide him into 3-tech. He was doing that at the Senior Bowl. He was doing well, and they just never did.
Right.
Like Osai was playing more inside during the season.
They went with BJ Hill. Did they put BJ Hill at 3-tech and then they tried to do Zach Carter at 5 or something like that? 5. I don't know. It just didn't do much for us. Didn't do much for us. I'm not gonna lie. And I was a big Zach Carter guy, but hopefully he takes a step next season. But they might 3-tech is something I think is underrated that they may grab in this draft. Like that's why.
That's why I said with Brazil. Brazil would be my guy. Like if I was going to trade up for one with Jonah, and then
bro,
or
Cansey.
guy.
I'm a Cansey guy.
I think we all are. Like honestly, like it just where does he go? And he's small, but guess what? He's a freak, and the way he shoots the gap and gets to the quarterback, it's rare. It's Geno Atkins, Aaron Donald. And you hate to compare guys, but it's like, you know what? At some point, that's what you see. I'm going to say that's what I fucking see.
Right. I'm with you, bro. Those abilities that he has are just rare. The fact he went to the same school as Aaron Donald, I mean, you got to think he's been working with Aaron Donald. You got to think when he gets in the league, he's going to probably call Aaron Donald and say, hey, how does this work? So, I mean, if the kid is there, I would love to take him. I'd
take him at 28, but would you trade up? Okay, so we talked about trading up.
19? Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that would be a guy you'd trade up and you'd take him and call it a day.
Yes, sir. I call it a day. I had no qualms about it whatsoever.
I think I agree with you on that, honestly. Like, he's a beast.
And that's the Bucks pick, right? 19.
Hey, we got a super chat. We don't get these very often, you know. We just now.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Rowdy.
Thank you,
Rowdy. Now, Rowdy lives down by Clemson, so he's a big T. Higgins guy. He wants to re-sign T, but if we're unable to re-sign T, I totally hate it. T is a better receiver than Brown as an O tackle. There wasn't really a question there. I guess I'm just reading that.
Yeah. Well,
I was waiting for the question there.
My question was going to be
Rowdy, ask a question.
Yeah. My question going into that is, can somebody in the layman's terms ever explain the Orlando Brown
lamest terms?
Yeah, cap, all that stuff. Because when I was looking at, I think it was Phil Yates posted like his yearly salary
contract.
Yeah. How does the year one salary? Is there like $10 million against the cap?
What is our cap hit for year one with the $31 million? I'm so bad with the cap.
I'm not gonna lie, I am not Andre Parada. So whatever I say,
but listen, okay, and I don't think Parada watches, but if he does, y'all don't need to fucking snitch if he ain't watching. I'm trying to get him on my show for an hour and a half. I ain't gonna hear anything he says because it's gonna be too much above the level I'm trying to hear. I'm like, talk to me like I'm a kindergartner. What's the cap hit?
To me, I think I heard something like the cap hit for this year is $12 million, but I think that's, if I'm not mistaken, I think the $30 million they gave him up front was just for him to sign the contract, which is a part of the full total, I believe, of the contract. And then I think and Ryan, you might be privy to this, but I think his year one cap hit or whatever is like $13 million. It's actually set up for them to be able to keep T. Higgins. It's not set up for them to not be able to keep T. Higgins. So they make it so that it's manageable with giving him all the money now, so that the future money they can actually give to T or Joe or anything like that is how I kind of took it. So he's not going to have like let's say T. Higgins is a free agent next year, his cap hit next year is like, I don't even remember what it is, but I think it's only like $8 million versus some guys where it's like, oh, my cap
Robert,
hit
I'm
is
not
like
that stupid. I
50
know that
million.
averages the 6
my cap
million.
hit for this year is $50 million, like Deshaun Watson's was
Yeah,
for the
right.
Browns.
Yeah.
I just wondered. Do you know, Ryan?
I'm trying to see if I can find it right here. What I did see, though, that was very interesting from Andre is that he is going to make more money than any player in the NFL next year other than Josh Allen. He is going to take home almost $34 million.
Jeez.
But that's not all against the cap. But
Right,
that's just
right.
with the signing bonus and with the annual salary. Only Josh Allen is going to make more money than him next year, which seems impossible, but that's what's being reported.
Looks like his cap number is 10.3 for the first year. That's amazing. And then next year it's 16. Then the year after that it's 15. Then in 2026 it's 21.
Okay.
And they could cut him. Like if it didn't work out, they could cut him and what is my math on that? Like save 15 million. Yeah, 14 million. It's right next to it. 14 million.
All right, sweet. That's what we wanted to know because we could not figure it out.
Bro, the cap is crazy. Like,
oh, it's insane.
I thought like with the Jonah situation, that confuses me as well. But apparently people are saying if we were to trade Jonah, we wouldn't have to eat any of the money for it or something like that.
I think because it's a 5th-year option.
5th year.
Yeah, I'm like, usually I thought it's like, oh, you trade him, you're eating it. So that confuses me too.
Yeah, it's a complicated system. So there's a few guys that are eligible for extension. We know Burrow is going to be good to go. I heard something that they're probably waiting until March 31st or April 1st due to how like the cap hits. And then you got T, you got Logan, and then I believe Reeder is eligible for extension. Outside of Burrow, do you think we extend anybody else?
What you think, Silva?
I do still think T gets done. I think Logan gets done here probably sooner than anyone. That would be my guess. I think Logan gets done, and then Burrow gets done, and then maybe we see T get done during the season.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you're right when it comes to that. Like, as much as I want it to be, and I hope Joe Burrow's listening, this is what you do, Joe. You go in there and you say, I'm not signing this until the T. Higgins contract is done. And then you sign it, T signs. So I would hope T, but it does make more sense that Logan, I agree with Silva, Logan would probably make more sense and be more realistic of a one to get done before that, especially with them having Pratt locked in at a lower rate. Yeah, I'd probably go with Logan as well on that.
Yeah, I think that's a good take, especially, I mean, I thought the linebacker market was going to explode after that Roquan deal, and it didn't. I mean, I think we were all stunned at what we got Pratt for. So, yeah, like now is the time to strike with Logan. It's like, hey, market is soft. Like, let's get him locked in while it's reasonable. Let's do it.
Way to stick it to the Ravens.
Yeah. Did anyone think that Pratt was coming back after all the comments, the tweets? Like, I thought he was like saying his goodbyes. Was he trolling us? What do you guys think was happening right there?
A lot of blood drops.
I thought it was. I honestly didn't even think it would be about the money. I thought he wouldn't come back because of the third down talk. Like him saying, like, I felt like he would go anywhere that would be like, yes, you can be a third down linebacker. That was what really made me think he wasn't coming back.
So with him coming back, does that almost pretty much end the, like, is it like Akeem or Marcus? Like, do you think those guys come back, or you think they're gone?
I think they have to play this year, right? Like, I think they're both under contract this season. The Marcus Bailey tweet, I'm still trying to understand. I know you guys probably saw that too. But I think it definitely means that they're here, at least for now. But I think, obviously, Akeem Davis-Gaither is probably pissed and is probably like, damn, another year of this. So I think he's probably gone. Marcus Bailey, he's probably
Yeah, I don't want to speak for
Probably
Marcus,
going in a
but
big
we just
role.
had him on the show, and I was kind of hyping him up like to be the guy.
Yeah, we was
It's
all
my,
about
I'll
that.
take full blame for that tweet.
Well, it's on you, Dale. It's on you.
Yeah, he without saying it, you could tell. I think he was hopeful to be getting some more valuable reps. So
I
with Pratt
love
coming
Marcus
back,
Bailey, man. He was
and-
always my dark horse.
Yeah.
Like that guy in college was insane.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. He
Like
we
I
was
still
talked
think
about
the
that.
that
play
could have
one
maybe
so
yeah.
filled
late.
in. Like that's what I
Yeah.
mean. Like Gaither, is the better athlete, but like the overall linebacker, I think Marcus maybe could have filled in a little better for Pratt. Like, but Pratt came back. Like we didn't see it coming. We didn't see the market going the way it went, but we'll take it.
Oh,
And now we got Nick Martin. Is that his name? I don't know. I still want Taylor Rep, but Nick Scott.
Nick
What's
Scott.
his name?
Nick Scott.
He's
Yeah.
got like 2 first names. Nick Scott.
Yeah.
It's like Ricky Bobby.
Now, if it was Ricky Bobby, I'd remember that shit. I wake up and I piss excellence.
Yeah.
The blood drop is real, man.
Yeah.
Does anybody know what the blood drop means? I've asked this multiple times to other guests and people. It's like,
No idea. I don't know if it's. I don't know. Maybe it's a. What is it when you do a blood, whatever it is, blood brothers? I don't
Sign the
know.
name in blood. That kind
Signing
of
in
thing.
blood. Yeah,
Yeah,
blood
so-
contract. Maybe it's
yeah.
loyalty. Maybe that's loyalty.
Yeah.
Could be.
yeah. Well,
Rowdy.
shit, that should have been inside all along then.
Rowdy,
We-
thank you so much. Another super chat. That's awesome. We really appreciate it. He said if Duke Tobin ends up being to keep the big 3 after these signings, then how can you say he's not the best GM in football?
I agree. Duke is that guy.
He's kind of been the best GM the last 3 years. Honestly.
Free agency, has been. We've gotten some diamonds in the rough.
And
I
you
mean-
had the draft to it. Is that not the GM's job? Like,
Yeah.
free
No, for
agency and
sure.
Draft. He's killed it.
Nailed it. Yeah, it's been awesome. The free agent signings were the ones that really just surprised me. Like
Yeah.
Cheeto,
Mhm.
Trey, Reeder, Hilton, Apple out of nowhere. It's just like, man, all these guys just came and produced. And Lou gets a lot of credit for the defensive guys, but Duke deserves a lot of credit for finding guys that are just the right fit.
Hey,
sure.
Ryan, I know you got to cut out soon. Ace, you got to cut out soon.
Yes, I do to get with the fam. Yes, sir.
Sure.
All right. So we'll end that. We'll let you guys get out of here. I appreciate your time, man. You guys gave us an hour. You're awesome.
Thank you.
No, thank you guys.
I love it.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
You ever need me on Wincinnati Pod? You have fucking Parker Blake on. It's kind of fucked
Oh yeah,
up.
we got to get Dale on there.
It's fucked
Gotta
up,
get
but-
What are you doing, Ryan? What are you doing, Sova?
No, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, come on. You even have my cell phone number.
I do.
We appreciate you joining. You guys have been awesome to chat with.
Hey, appreciate it,
appreciate
brother.
it.
Appreciate
Anything
you
you
guys,
guys
man.
want to plug before you guys get out of here?
Definitely check out Wincinnati. Definitely check out Ryan's company. You want to plug that, Ryan? Go ahead and plug that.
Yeah. Fan Cave Pro. If anyone needs their fan cave redesigned or designed and constructed, go to fancavepro.com and fill out a contact form. We'll give you a free consultation, and we'll go from there.
I'm implementing some of this stuff right now, as you
I
can
was
see.
going to say, I see
Yeah.
you've been doing some
Cool.
work. I thought Ryan was maybe we were going to get both of you live the way I seen the way you're doing that work.
Hey,
just in the
real quick-
background hanging shit.
Real quick question, really important before you guys leave, before you get out here. The most important, does Brandon Allen come back?
Joe Burrow. If Joe Burrow wants him back, he'll be back for sure.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to hold a clipboard.
Good day, fellas.
Good day. Thank you
All
guys.
right,
Good
good day, brother.
Thank you guys.
Well, I asked him because I was like, we'll do a mock draft.
Yeah. We can hit one up real quick. You want to get that loaded?
Sure.
I'm ready. I already had it ready. What do you think I've been
You
doing?
always have one ready, I'm sure. It's probably just always a tab.
I'll
All
keep
right,
it
32 team mock draft. You
That
ready?
and Pornhub.
No, we were not doing that.
You go
We're
back
not-
and forth.
Oh man. Hey, well, we only got to do 31 this year.
Okay, we'll do that, Derek. We'll do it. Just not tonight.
Not tonight. I don't
This
think
is
my
way
balls
quicker.
can handle. Yeah.
Oh, your balls are fine. You said it didn't even hurt. You said I felt nothing.
I didn't.
You'll probably be
Just-
sore tomorrow.
Just needles. Oh,
Yeah,
I
this one's
guarantee it.
not PFF, Robert. I'm gonna go back to the mock draft database one.
Mhm.
I like
this
that
time.
one better.
I did PFF last time, and I don't know. It's okay.
Yeah, I like the Pro Football Network one a lot.
This one
Haven't
pops
done
up like it pops up your trades right away. So
Mhm.
I'm a big fan of that too. Whereas
Yeah,
like
that-
PFF's like you can offer a trade. I'm like I ain't doing
Yeah.
that.
That's
Right.
the Pro Football Network is the same way, but this one I like this one better because it seems like the rankings are a little better.
So we'll get it started. We'll see what's available.
Now, hopefully they
Kick
don't
it
give
off.
us anything like unrealistic, like Paris
Yeah,
Johnson.
do you guys want CJ Stroud or
before.
CJ Stroud. Who?
Yeah.
Wait, is that Bijan there?
Yep, saw Bijan.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna
I
happen.
wouldn't
in real
go
life.
clear back to 47 either.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, that's our
Ew.
best offer.
Yeah.
Then it's like, hey, you
No.
want a third and some sixth?
Mhm.
No, we don't want any of these trades, yo.
No.
Brian
Yeah,
Branch.
Bijan,
Oh,
man, that's
Brian
not-
Branch. I
Jesus.
do like
This would be freaking
Yeah.
Good
amazing
Lord.
if this
Elijah.
Bijan, Brian Branch, Michael
Anton
Merrick, Elijah
Harrison,
Cansey,
too.
holy
Anton
Harrison, Darnell
Harrison.
Washington. Wow,
Oh god.
Good Lord.
this
Tough.
would never happen.
Maybe we do go back to 47 on this one. No.
Not 47. I'd go back
No.
like 3 spots.
It's too late for that now.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And I'm just not taking the running. Let's just go with the needs we have, which we
Yeah.
just signed a safety. So I would
think you
take a
got to go
branch
to Elijah
before that.
Cansey.
I mean, I
Personally,
could have went
this is
Mayer,
tough.
but I mean, we were saying we'd trade up for him, right? So let's
Yeah.
keep him 100.
Yeah,
we just
I
can't
love
say
it.
that and then
I
not
love
take him
Cansey.
without trading up.
And tight ends deep, running backs deep.
So
I think
we
that's
just
right.
got a
He's the best player.
tech to rotate with BJ Hill. Like,
Mm-hmm.
woo, we're cooking already.
Yeah.
You know.
Drop back
No.
5 spots.
No, that's to the third round.
To the third.
Oh,
This one is 2 spots, and you get a 5th and a 7th.
okay. I'd
Well-
be okay with that. Look and see who's over. Who's
Well,
up
I
there.
only put 5 rounds to do this mock, so
Yeah.
like it would
Yeah.
give us an extra pick. So sure, I'm
Yeah.
gonna accept.
Yeah,
it.
go ahead.
It's 2 spots. I don't care.
Right.
Whatever.
Ooh,
No,
Sam
I'm not
Laporta's
accepting
there.
any more trades the rest of the time.
Sam Laporta.
Okay.
All right,
that
yeah,
one.
and I really
Bergeron.
like and Brent's. I like him at corner. Like
Is Bergeron right?
Stevenson at corner. I like him too. No, for me, like maybe he could be, but I like to. He's one of the rare players. He's the only player, I should say, that I would draft beyond round 1 that I think could be a left tackle in the NFL.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're all set at left tackle.
Yeah.
And we literally passed on Michael Mayer and Darnell Washington.
Yeah.
And this is why I think, though.
Yep.
Sam Laporta. Yeah.
Yeah,
To me, I mean, you get Kansey in the first.
I know nothing about Tyreek Stevenson. I do want to address
He's good.
corner.
He's
What
good.
do you know
Him and
about
Brent are both good. So, like, trust me. But I'll roll the dice till the third. We've
Yeah.
talked about that.
There's plenty of corners in here.
Hey, and we can potentially double down on tight ends like we did
Mhm.
that earlier. I'm taking Laporta. If
Yep,
Laporta's there at
I'm good
60,
with
I'm
that.
taking him.
Yeah.
Like, it just makes sense, especially like right now.
Yep.
Even if we sign, Moreau,
Mm-hmm.
Moreau and Laporta, boom.
That's
I feel a lot better about our 2 tight ends. So much better. Not
Just
accepting
reject
it.
that.
Nope. I'm okay
I know.
with it.
But now we gotta look. All right.
DJ Turner.
I like Henry at linebacker. I do, but guess what?
We were just talking. We just got
We don't need a
Pratt
linebacker.
back. We don't
At
need. We were
all.
just talking about the other guys possibly leaving.
I
I like Tyler Scott an awful lot.
Hendon Hooker, backup
Speedy,
quarterback.
Hendon Hooker, yeah.
I love Luke Whippler, but he is a center. He is not a guard. He's
Yeah.
only played center
Yeah.
at Ohio State. Andre Carter, that's where you would take him from Army, the edge. Like
Mm-hmm.
That's a good player, too. DJ Turner, freak. Eli Ricks, another good talent guy. Chris Smith, safety depth, reloaded. Tyler Scott, good freaking wide receiver with speed. Tillman's a freak at wide. Tillman, a lot of people think is better than Hyatt. Just FYI.
Really?
Yeah. And I get it, too. He don't have the speed, but he's very talented.
Yeah, I'm gonna forego. Oh, Tajay, there's Tajay.
Yeah. Tajay Spears.
You think he'll last, or
Darius Rush, Garrett Williams, Blake Freeland.
Tajay is my pick, but I'll forego this one to you guys.
I would prefer to wait on running back. I want my corner almost
I was
here.
gonna say I like corner.
DJ.
Yeah, the only knock, I don't know what you have on him. The only knock on him is that he is a lot better in man versus zone, and we seem to run a lot of zone.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know much about like Hooker or.
But you also can't teach like 4-3 low.
I know a lot about Hooker.
Yeah, he's
I mean, that's not the Hooker we're talking about. My bad.
No, Derek.
Did you guys see the Jimmy G picture that said "Hookers for Jimmy G"? Nobody seen that?
No.
Oh, it was funny. It was cracking me up.
Sorry, Crip. It is St. Patrick's Day. I was the only one that wore green, I think.
Oh, yeah, I didn't wear it.
I said it. I've done 8 shows today. I've
Hey,
said it like
listen.
3
I know,
times.
that's true.
I got pinched
Dale's
enough
doing
today.
shows 24/7.
I put on my camo
Oh, there you
hat
go.
that has
My
green on it. I
my
did
nuts
that in
got
between
pinched.
shows, guys. No one even noticed. So thanks a lot.
Sorry.
And your
My
nuts
bad.
did get
My
pinched.
bad. Yep.
So who do you like out of this corner group, Dale?
Well, I mean, right now, DJ Turner is just
DJ.
standing out.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
well, I can click corners and see who else. Eli Ricks, Darius Rush.
Eli
I
Ricks.
like all those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Jacorian Bennett too. I mean,
Yeah, and
there's a
we
lot
know
of
that
guys.
could
I mean, should
probably
we maybe
cheat
wait
and potentially
around?
get them in the 4th? But
Yeah.
I mean, then to take what though? So
Yeah.
Derek said that he likes Spears. Let's see what else is out there. Evans, Bigsby, Tucker, Johnson,
There's
Chase
a lot
Brown.
of them too.
A
Yeah.
lot of guys
Good
too.
Lord.
Derek,
So it's just a matter
my
of
guy having a
Who do you like the best?
Paul.
What
Who's
about-
the biggest difference maker?
What about tight end? What about a double dip at tight end? I know we just took
This
one
early?
last round.
I don't know about
not
this
this
early.
early. Yeah,
We don't
yeah,
want a
I'm
spoon maker. Kuntz will fall further. Wiley will fall further.
I mean, Chris Smith's good too. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know. Edge, Carter, like I said, I like him.
Yeah.
Let's ask the chat. Chat, what do you guys want?
Yeah, I mean, someone made a good point. Robert, he said double dip on corner. Even if we take a
Mhm.
corner here, I mean, that doesn't mean we can't take another.
But
I
that
just
would
think that-
potentially mean the end to Eli Apple, though, guys.
Oh, no.
I mean, and if we go by the rankings of this site, they have DJ Turner rated at 71st, and we're
Yeah.
taking him at 92.
Yeah, wait. He'd be a good value.
Everybody
Yep.
good with
Agree.
that?
Yep.
Couple people in chat saying Turner. Yeah.
DJ Burner, I love that nickname.
That's a good nickname as well. Tom, we already took Kalijah Kancey in the first
Yeah,
round.
we got Kancey.
We got you, Tom.
All right, go back to all.
Don't yell at me. I was trying to.
Did I yell?
Oh.
Yeah, Derek,
I-
he yelled at me. Tell him not to yell at me.
Whatever.
So now Tank Bigsby is at the best shot. Sean Tucker, Kenny McIntosh,
Oof.
Airbag, man.
A lot of running
Airbag is
backs.
listed as a linebacker. He is a pass rusher.
Oh,
Like an
see,
edge.
there you
Deuce is still about Kuntz. Minutes available.
I like Tank.
Man, the way this draft has gone, we really need to add someone if we let Jonah walk.
Mm.
Well, I mean,
Who's playing right tackle?
yeah, you got a good point.
Hope LC gets better.
Well, we
But, I
better
mean,
get-
we can't take right tackle now. I mean, I don't think
No,
there's
we
anyone
could
worth
because
taking.
Wanye, you could do a lot worse than Wanye Morris.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
At 119.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the tackles after like round 2.
That's
Yeah.
actually a good call because I think I would take him over anybody else with where we're sitting right now. Now the running backs, they sound better. They're higher rated.
But there's a lot of them.
Yeah, we're gonna roll the dice, boys. We're gonna take Morris.
All right.
Because he's still rated over where he just went.
I give it an A+ for that one too.
And I'm just gonna go straight to running back for this next.
I like that Chris Rodriguez guy from UK a lot.
Mm-hmm. Fuck off. We're not trading. Keaton Mitchell, I like a lot. I'm not a big Abraham fan. I know there are some people that do like him. I just
injuries, man.
Injury, and he had a ton of carries on top of that. Like he came back from injury, had a ton of carries, had a really good year.
I've liked Gray through this whole process as a pass catcher. He didn't have the greatest combine, I don't think, but
that I don't know. I don't know much about him.
He had a really good Senior Bowl week.
Do you think we'll see Rodriguez come up for the hometown team,
local pro day?
Yeah,
most likely.
Yeah,
which of course James.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's all about that.
Well, yeah, he's a UK homer. I'd be between Mitchell and Rodriguez.
And then we already got one guy that was a boys to man. They literally named him, by the way. I found that he was named after the.
Oh, really?
The boys to man guy? Really?
Yeah, because this
is the inside information we come to.
No, I looked it up. Yeah, I had to know.
Robert requested that we look at the corners before we pick.
Okay, see if there's anybody worth double dipping. I like Cam Mitchell, right off the.
Cam Mitchell's the only name I know off that list, but.
Yeah, I don't love what's there.
And then sneak it tight end real quick.
Payne Durham.
Yeah, but he's fell big time.
Guys.
What?
I like Nick Rocker, honestly, interior O-line. I really do like him.
What about punter?
Ooh, hold on. We haven't even looked at receiver. And I see my guy Trey Palmer right here that can be a punt.
I heard you talk about him a lot.
Ran a 4.3.
I don't know a ton, but yeah.
Ran a 4.3, and he's a good returner. Questionable. He doesn't always catch the ball at wide receiver. Like
that is a really good trait to have at a wide receiver.
Very big question mark when you play wide receiver. Trust me. But I like the speed. He was a 5-star recruit.
I know. But
he started out
just
at
have
LSU
a track
as a
star.
5-star recruit. I know. I'm just saying. I'm telling you the reasons why I like it.
I get you. Do you like that Michael Wilson out of Stanford?
I mean, he's barely played. He's been injured every year. I don't take a guy like that. I just don't.
No, I feel you.
Brandon Joseph from Notre Dame, I like him. He was at Northwestern prior to this year. If you want to add some safety depth, he's damn good. What do you guys think?
Go back to
take the running back, take the top guy on the board, call it a day.
The guys I don't know a ton about. I haven't seen much about Eric Gray. I like Keaton Mitchell and not Eric Rodriguez. Rodriguez from Kentucky.
Well, I think he's starting to fill it, Sarah. Sarah, I think he's starting to fill it. Is she home?
That's right. We're monetized, Sarah.
He needs more ice for his testicles.
Click on one of those ads. Maybe we get more money. I don't know how that works.
I don't think it works that way. I think they get money. Nobody really we're just
Robert's McGuire. Who's he talking about?
The edge from Missouri.
Yeah, from Mizzou.
I mean, I like Brandon Joseph.
I know they say a lot like you can never have enough edge guys, but I'm kind of okay where we're at personally.
And we did it. I felt
like I'm taking Eric Gray. You guys are taking too long.
There you go. I love it.
Took way too long. We got 4 straight A+. And can't say they gave us a B+, but
I know.
You know what? I trust our own feelings for him as an impact guy.
I love
I'm good with that.
Mm-hmm.
Like his ceiling is just through the
A+ is across the board. I love that.
So I think that's a good draft. I do.
Mm-hmm.
Cansey at 3 tech, Laporte at tight end. He's going to play, and he's going to play a lot.
This is the first. I think this is one of the first mocks I've seen where someone's taken a tackle past like the second. Like nobody's doing that. So I'm glad you gave some insight into this Wanya Morris because no one's talking about anyone past the second round.
Well, and Parker Blake loves Warren McClendon, who was still there. He might have been there in the 5th or 6th, but in these mocks. But I think he's also like you might get a Morris or a McClendon in like the 3rd or 4th. And they played it. So Morris is Oklahoma, and he's played right tackle. McClendon, Georgia, he's played right tackle. Like, they come from big-time programs. If I'm going to get a guy in the 4th round, let me get it from a big-time program.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
I love it.
I got the
all
Oklahoma
right, thank you,
connection.
James. UK up 8 with under 20 seconds. Oscar Shibwe had 24 rebounds. Yeah, so
Salvadori.
Yeah, from Old Dominion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a guy. I don't know if he's going to be a tackle or a guard, whatever. He's another guy when you get in the 4th, 5th round area. Like, definitely wouldn't be shocked at all if they took a roll of the dice with him.
So educate me on him. When you say you don't know if he's going to be either, is that because he's played both, or is he like undersized to play tackle? Like, what do you mean?
I think he's played tackle quite, but I think he's played both.
He's played both.
But it's a smaller school, so I think he played way more tackle, if I'm not mistaken. Which, I mean, as expected, a smaller school.
Right.
But
So looking at this draft, I would have to venture to say that the way we address this, we signed a tight end in free agency. We've got our safeties all lined up. We probably still have Mixon on our roster. What do you think?
I mean, with just Eric Gray, yeah, or you'd have to circle back around and see who's on the free agent market. I don't think you can we've solved running back.
No, I don't think it matters. Yeah, I mean, I think even after the draft, there's going to be a lot of free agent running back vets out there. I mean, there's so many right now. There's not going to be a run on them.
Well, you said that. I disagree.
Yeah.
You think there's going to be a run?
I don't think there's that many free agents.
Oh, really?
Worth bringing in.
I named like 5
Yes,
that
we
I'd be
do
okay
too.
with.
I miss
The
all
only
of
one
the
you like is
beautiful
McKinnon, though, right?
I have a list. This is my list
McKinnon,
here
Singletary.
for free agents. I have 4 highlighted.
I'm going to bring mine up again.
4.
All right.
McKinnon,
Let me guess. Yep.
Dearness Johnson. That's mainly for Bengals and Bourbon.
All right.
And Devin Singletary. And then I added Damian Harris. That was more for you.
Damian Harris, really?
What about J.D. McKissick? What's your thoughts on him? You think he's too old?
That's not a terrible name.
No, that's not bad.
But I do think I don't think he's on this list, to be honest. I think he got cut after this one.
I think
I stopped killing trees. I was like, I've been printing these out all week, and I'm like, you know what? There haven't been that many signings though.
I think if we get a
was Purdue a 1 seed? Was Purdue a 1 seed?
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why are they losing?
There's been two 1 seeds out, right?
No 1 seed is lost.
Arizona was a 2.
Oh,
yeah, they were 2.
Wow. That's crazy.
So,
you used to never hear of 1 seeds losing, and now
it was years before any of them lost.
Wow.
So what? Now I'm getting distracted. What's the?
I know. Sorry, that was distracted. That's worth being distracted over.
What's the score and like how much time left?
It's over. He just said Purdue lost.
They lost.
UK game.
UK won.
Purdue lost.
Purdue lost as a 1 seed to a 16.
Shit.
See, I can't even act like I'm interested. I'm just like,
Derek, it's a 1 seed losing to a 16.
I think that's what the 3rd time it's happened.
Derek's like, I'm dead. I'm on painkillers.
I'm on so many
I
drugs.
had my nuts snipped today.
Mixing with alcohol when I shouldn't.
Stop making me.
Yeah, and I did see you drinking bourbon. So
yeah. Hey, real quick.
Sorry, Sarah.
Going back to our draft, what?
Go snitch first.
What do we do at right tackle?
We got Wanya Morris from Boys to Men.
I mean, free agency wise, do we say, okay, Cody Ford, you're our guy, or Do we sign another guy or?
I think Wanye Morris.
no
might
one
have
else
the
to
inside
sign.
shot I think Wanye Morris might have the inside shot as a 4th round pick to be the starter. Like Bolson.
Do you want to
Bolson
see the
was good.
list?
Yeah.
Bolson was a 4th round pick.
The list of right tackles and free
Even my wife's
agency
into this shit, and I'm just
is
like,
so
whatever.
bad. Here is the list of right tackles. George Fant. I mean, I don't even want to name some of these people. I'm just like, these guys are garbage.
Do you need new peas, babe?
Yeah, I need peas for my peas.
She needs more peas.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, there's no one in free agency.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think Jackson Carman does get a shot, and I think Wanye Morris might start based on if it's Cody Ford.
Oh,
I like Isaiah Wynn. I do like him. Of the guys that are left, anyway.
Oh, he's basically Cody Ford.
I didn't see him on the list. Is he a left tackle?
Right tackle.
I didn't see him listed. Maybe is he?
He could be listed at guard. He's played right tackle a lot in New England.
Yeah.
Well, not a lot because he's been injured a lot, but he is also 6'3". You know, like you don't see a lot of 6'3" right tackles.
Yeah, that's true. But he's on Goodberry's list at 38. He's a tier 3 guy.
You know, I hate to keep looking at PFF because once again I say, but I don't know how else to look up offensive.
Yes, he does get injured a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why is Jeff FaceTime?
Oh, you know why? Because he's not officially a free agent yet.
Hello?
What are you doing?
We're doing a fucking show.
Are you on the air?
Yeah.
Bill?
Yeah.
Can you see?
No. Purdue lost.
Well, I can't even watch. Huh?
Purdue lost.
I have no idea because my TV won't even work right now. I'm in the basement and I got shit to do.
What?
Oh, God.
You want a link? You could just, if you're watching a show, we'd send you a link.
Sure, I'll jump on because I can't watch anything. My TV won't fucking work.
All right, guys.
Perfect.
We need to end the show before Jeff gets on here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
let's end it as soon as he joins.
Yep.
Be like, all right, Jeff, we want to hear your thoughts.
I made sure he was still on there. And then he said what before I hung up.
Isaiah Wynn is not a free agent yet.
Okay.
It says appear.
thought-
Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. The article does say he is.
Yeah, he's a free
Why?
agent.
Why isn't he listed on Spot Track? It's so weird. Sorry. Anyway, I don't know.
Either way,
right.
once again, been injured all the time. Not that good. Really, Derek, don't do that to Ice, man.
Dude, no. Get him on here real quick because
He's
I'm
joining.
hurting.
He's doing the
I'm
best
hurting.
he can.
He's old. He's figuring out technology. He's working.
Yeah.
Derek,
you're
you
right,
said you felt nothing.
Yeah, an hour and a half ago I didn't.
And I said you're gonna regret saying that tomorrow.
Take another glass of bourbon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do some more
Okay.
painkillers. Snort a line.
Robert, are you talking about Marlon Mack?
I don't know.
I
The
haven't
only
heard
Mac
that
I know
one.
is that
Marlon Mack.
linebacker. What's the linebacker that the Browns?
Miles
No, I mean-
Jack. Miles Jack.
Oh,
Well, that's
she's a
not
linebacker.
Mack.
Yeah.
Khalil Mack?
Oh, it's
I have not heard that rumor.
Robert, just tell me if that's a Facebook thing. Yes or no? Is that a Facebook thing? If that's a Facebook thing.
No, it's a suggested trade. By...
Yeah, I need some strawberry ice for my pain, Tom. I see that. I agree with you.
It's a suggested trade someone made. I don't think it's any actual. I don't think there's any real
Sarah's
smoke.
also yelling at Derek. Derek, get off of here. Go before Sarah starts yelling at you in person.
So
I don't want to hear you complaining about your boys are angry tomorrow. Poor Derek.
It was a Bleacher Report article saying like trade set like makes sense, and that's where that Khalil Mack stuff is coming up. But I haven't seen any rumors.
I think it'll happen. And
yeah.
Now, she didn't even get me a basket.
Derek, listen.
You believe that?
Listen, Linda. So you decided all of a sudden when Ryan joined out of nowhere, right before the show started, to just tell him about all your issues.
Yeah. No, we were in the process of talking about it. And then you had said something right when he hopped on.
Do you want to tell the people that are watching your issues?
I'll just tell them the one real quick story. So, in case nobody is aware,
by the way, who told you to have something.
Make it quick. I gotta pee.
He said Darth said
I'll
to
be
wear
back.
headphones, right? And he said, you don't want to hear the sounds. And I put the headphones in. I got to hear two songs in the building. There's like bad reception, so I got to hear two songs, and then from then on, it was just buffering. So I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking, okay, they're done because they're tying things up. Well, little did I know, you've got your balls are in two different sacks inside one sack, right? So they was tying things up on this one, and I'm like, oh, thank God we're done. Well, I was only halfway there. So that's what I was telling.
Bag of peas on your nuts.
Not yet. 15 on, 15 off, man. It's been an hour.
Don't walk. Don't do what I did. Don't walk around. Just tomorrow, sit on your ass in a chair with a bag of peas on your nuts for like the whole weekend. Trust me.
That's the plan. The plan was today do the podcast, tomorrow go to the grill, and then Sunday I was planning on going to the Deer and Turkey Expo.
Don't go to any of it.
Yeah.
No. Dude, I'll tell you, I went to a Reds game after I got mine. Reds game. You sit there and watch a Reds game, right? It hurt for a week after that because I went to a Reds game.
Yes, she did buy me a bunch of good goodies after the fact. But,
well, that's good. She said, but
well, you're also pregnant, Sarah. Derek told us that too.
Not off the air. I said off the air, and she's not pregnant.
Really?
She's not pregnant.
No, she's not. It's a joke.
Yeah.
Oh my dude, I was gonna say congratulations.
Don't use expired condoms. That's all I'll say.
Well, no shit.
He almost had an issue before.
Pull and pray. The pull and pray didn't work.
Yeah.
All right, so this is bullshit. So I went out to eat with my wife and daughter.
That is bullshit.
No, that was great. So I came back home. They're gonna watch a movie. Shazam! Shut up. That's not what I said.
That is exactly what he said.
It's not the way it's supposed to come out. So I came back home. The bullshit part is I came home and I'm trying to watch TV. I wanted to watch basketball, and none of my fucking internet TV works. But I can get on the damn internet and talk to you dumbasses, but my TV won't fucking work.
It's because we're important.
Well, no shit. I love you guys. I know you're very important to me. Nice hat, by the way.
Hey, you like it?
I do. I have to go.
I need an updated one. I don't want to pay for it though.
I don't like paying for mine either. Hang on, I gotta grab me one. I gotta wear the right hat here.
He's more gingerly walking around than I am.
That's what I was thinking. I wasn't going to say it, but I was thinking it. He got up.
Dude, I don't want to knock these over. Have you seen how many times I've knocked these over?
Oh, no. We love you, Jeff. We love you.
I know.
I don't even think that, he didn't get the snip. He had that years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It had to
years.
be corn cob up his ass.
Actually, I have a question. I have a question. I got mine done. Let's see. My daughter she's been 19. 19 here this May. So, June. It'll be 19 years ago. What the fuck were you two doing 19 years ago? In high school?
Yeah. Junior high.
Damn, I'm old as fuck. God. 2004? Yeah. She was born in May. Yep, 2004. Yep.
So 19 years ago.
Where's mine?
Huh?
Who's laughing? Who is laughing?
That's you. She's She's literally watching us, and that's you when you laugh.
Sarah, turn off your phone. We can hear you. I can hear myself laughing at myself.
She's only on here to get Derek off of here.
Probably.
Well, is she drunk already?
No, not yet. She did buy 30 stones though, so she's well on her way.
She bought 30 crack rocks. 30 crack rocks. By the way, how do I sound? Do I sound like I'm in a bathroom again?
Yes.
Sounds like your mic's not hooked up.
Bitch, it's not. It's that one. I hate this fucking thing. This stupid motherfucker.
Not drunk, she says.
Not drunk.
5 minutes later. It's kind of a fun game to see how long.
How's that? That sound good?
It's loud.
You hear the whistle in the background?
I don't want the whistle.
Is that better?
No, but he did say the smallest.
What?
Crypt.
Who said the small? You know what? When you put the comments up, you have to leave it up there long enough so people can fucking read it.
I read it.
Oh, there's not
Okay,
enough
read it.
time. There's not enough time to leave comments up for you to read it.
I know that, but I mean, normal people, you're like, good,
Also,
good.
Derek, did you tell Sarah about the nurse that winked at you during the thing, like you told our group chat?
No, I was texting her at the same time.
He's like, I had two women holding my balls.
One, but
Two. It was two.
They needed two women.
Two women.
I was literally texting the
Where the
group
fuck
chat
Joe go?
and texting my wife while somebody was cutting into my junk.
Did Joe leave because I jumped on?
No, he said he went to go get some beer.
Ah.
I thought
Where the hell? So how'd the interview go with Ace and Ryan?
Good.
Oh, dude,
We
that's
did
so
like
great.
an hour and 5 minutes.
I watched a little bit of it. I was talking to my wife and daughter.
And then we got a mock draft. Like, I had to ask Ace some of this shit. I'm like, bro, you're not like I was like, what the fuck's going on Twitter?
Right. This is what I want to know. What happened with this?
People just taking it out of context.
Yes.
Yeah.
As with most things,
Mhm.
People were saying, well, Ace tweeted out of context? Or?
Yes, and what he's trying to say is different than.
She's
What?
a liar. She's a liar.
Whatever. We're trying to have a
But I
serious
appreciate that,
conversation
Rick.
here, Sarah.
I appreciate that.
They probably needed two to hold that thing.
Jeez, I don't know about all that.
Because of the tweezers, you know.
So did the doctor throw the thing up onto your little napkin there and say it looks like spaghetti like you did mine?
No, that's nasty.
I know. What the fuck's wrong with my
Jeff,
doctor?
once again, you've brought the story up to multiple people, and multiple people.
No.
That's not a thing.
Just you and Coach Kyle. That's it. It was two.
And Coach Koski said that's not a thing.
It is a thing. He threw it up there. It was gross.
Why is your mic so echoey?
Because I can't. I'm on this one.
Because
this one isn't wanting to work.
That one's just for show.
Yeah, it's just for sure.
All right, go, Derek. Go. I know you need to go.
No, that was my son waving at me.
See I talking this one. How's that one sound?
That sounds better.
It does.
That's true.
Better.
You know,
See, I don't, dude.
that must be where he puts his foot down. I will smoke cigars in the house.
My
I'm
wife
a
would kill
bad
me.
bitch.
All right. See, Dale, I don't get this. This microphone right here sounds fine now.
Sounds fine.
What the fuck?
Huh?
I'm glad I had a conversation with Dale and he just left. Like
That microphone does not sound fine.
this one.
I think it sounds.
There's a
it
little
sounds
tiny
better
whistle
than
in the
other
background.
one.
And I don't think it's the mic. I think it's probably his fan.
I don't
Oh,
have
I
a
do
fan.
hear something. In the
No,
background.
it is
I don't have a
100%.
fan. I don't have a fan.
And listen, when you do shows 24/7 with Jeff, trust me, it's a big fucking deal. If I hear in my headphones,
Oh my god, it'll drive Dale nuts. He's running me sound like I'm in the damn bathroom.
All right. Listen.
There's
Here's
too
what it
much
sounds
gain
like.
on that.
Here's what it sounds like.
What?
Yeah, I do hear it.
I
now.
do hear that.
In the background.
That's Dale whispering, not me. I'm in the bathroom now. I'm on this.
No. I heard.
Hey, nice hat, Joe. I like the hat.
Yeah, you know.
Get you a new mic.
Hey.
I know.
Yeah,
I've been
Jonathan.
telling my wife I need a new mic. And
Get you a Shure mic. Have you seen those? I looked into those and saw the price tag and said, nope.
Those are ones I want.
Yeah.
Correct.
Those are like actual radio mics.
Correct.
Actually, Joe's mic I like. What
I
kind of
have
mic
to
is that,
smoke
Joe?
in the garage. And
I got
run out
my
of
wife.
cigarettes.
My wife got me this one for Christmas.
What is it?
Shit, I don't even know. I don't remember.
Because I've never seen the mic in your camera before.
Oh, I just have it closer because I changed around my setup a little bit when I had it. Like,
you haven't
off
fucked
camera.
anything. It didn't sound like shit like every other time you've been on the last 2
I
weeks.
know. I reconfigured everything. I
It
took
sounds
everything
good.
apart.
I like it. So what kind of mic is it?
I got to look it up. It's got it is Maono.
But we can all agree that none of us sound as sexy as Andrew Fox Miller.
He was great on the show. He was really good guest.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm leaning into the mic like it's actually listening to me, but the mic's not here.
It's Maono, Maono.
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to head off here.
I just got on.
I know, that's why I want to leave.
But that's
the cue to end the show.
Dude, we've done like 4 hours today.
I
I'm
didn't
gonna be
say
getting off soon anyway.
you have to work. That's why we didn't do a Friday night thing. You have to work at like 3.
Fuck it. I don't care right now. Let's go.
Stop getting drunk and forgetting your responsibilities.
Where's Pork Chop at? I'm ready to go.
And somebody's going to look at this show, even though we was on with Ryan and Ace, who are incredible. They're going to see an hour and 40 minutes and say, I don't want to listen to this shit after the fact because I don't want to waste an hour and 40 minutes of my time.
No.
So maybe we'll put a
editing.
Disclaimer on there. Like if you just came for Ryan and Ace, it's only an hour long.
People only watch like about a minute of the show anyway.
Number one, Derek, you won't even put out the podcast that I do all week.
Actually, Derek, I have a question. Have you tried to put the podcast out on Anchor lately?
Well, actually, Dale, I haven't got you guys to release any new ads and stuff, so we're not getting paid for them anyway.
So Derek, you know Spotify.
This is Joe's fault. It's Joe's fault.
Oh, we're all blaming each other.
Hold on. I'm asking a serious question.
Yeah, I can get it put out.
Spotify bought.
You can't even do anything for our show. Don't help us, man.
Shut up, Dale.
Sorry.
So, Spotify bought Anchor, and I've been trying to download it, and it's fucking me up because usually I figured it out tonight. Well, my wife helped me. So usually they put it at the top when you download it. It's at the fucking bottom. You guys notice that?
Mine just automatically downloaded.
What do you mean automatically? How do you automatically download it?
Well, what do I need to do? Do I need to say, hello, welcome to Big Dick Podcast with Big Dick Motherfucker?
How do you automatically download it?
No, because none of us have big dicks. That's false advertisement.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. What the fuck? Have you seen Joe's wife? I'm like, hello. Wow.
She ain't in it for my face.
I mean, my wife married me because from Adams and Brown County, there's not a whole lot of fish in that pond.
Derek,
so.
we all know you outkicked your coverage. We said that lots of times. We know.
You must have a huge cock.
She was fishing in a puddle, and I was the only one in that puddle.
That is a country saying if I've ever heard one. You're fishing in the puddle. I was the only one biting.
All right,
love you guys.
So, Derek, when you're later on when you're sober, you tell me how you just download them automatically because I don't know how to do it.
I don't know. My phone just did it.
How,
dude? I am about as technically unsavvy as you are.
I had to physically go download it on StreamYard.
It was magic.
And then, it's not magic.
Oh, I miss you guys.
Hey, you know what? You can come hang out with us Saturday night. Joe's coming, right?
Yep.
Aren't you coming, Joe?
Let everybody know what's
I'm
going
not
on.
making 2-hour drive each way.
What? Come on, why not?
Me neither.
I
Cap
have
is.
I was
kids.
planning on it until I realized it was the same weekend as my snippety snip.
Yeah, well, I told you not to do it then in our group chat, but you probably didn't see it when I said something because everybody comments on the goddamn thing.
I woke up to 253 messages
No shit!
today.
I know! That's what happens to me. I'm like,
All right,
there's-
so like, look, we have fans for Belly Up, and people are wanting to see it, but you know, you literally
What?
told Pork Chop that you couldn't do a show this week because you had to work and you wouldn't be up this late.
Right. Well, what time is it? 9:45. Fuck it. You want to do one?
10:30. Belly up to the bar.
Why are you
Dale's
shaking your
like,
head?
you're killing me.
We can do it.
10 o'clock, I'll be there.
What?
Fuck it.
10 o'clock. That's like 15
We
minutes.
wrap.
Oh,
15
shit.
minutes. All right, guys.
Shit.
This
I
has
was trying to
been-
help you out. You want to stay up even later?
I don't give a fuck. Let's go.
This has been Bengals and Brews. We thank y'all for joining in. Tune in to Belly Up to the Bar, live at 10 o'clock. We don't know if Dale's going to be there or not. He might be dead by that point. But
I just want to see Dale keep going. Let's go, baby.
he's been
Let's
drinking
go.
since, 3 o'clock this afternoon?
I did. Okay,
well, so
so
have I.
I did an episode of this show like I do every day. Then you won't put it on podcast form.
Wait, hold on.
3:30
I've
this
been drinking
whole
as long as Dale has. Just put it out there. Just
No,
put it
you
out there.
haven't.
Go ahead.
No one drinks like me.
No, as long.
Okay.
No, I don't drink.
6 beers an hour?
Wait, have you seen me at the tailgates? Joe.
Yes, we have.
I have.
Joe. Come on,
Yes,
come on,
we
come on. Joe. Yeah.
Yeah,
Jeff,
and then
put
you're
him down.
done. And then you're done. 8 hours. I'm still standing. I'm still
That's
going.
true.
Have you seen me passed out ever at a Bengals game?
Close to it. Damn close to it.
There was one
Have you
time
ever
I
seen me
thought
do
you
beer
weren't
can
going to
titties?
make it.
Have you ever seen me do beer?
I think it was the
can
playoff game.
I'm not
And I was
working tomorrow. Back to the bar. Subscribe. If you're not subscribed, honestly,
We're
you
doing
don't
it.
even love us.
We're doing
Oh,
it.
damn.
I'm setting it up.
Sarah's throwing
Oh
shots.
shit!
Fired shots.
Oh shit!
Get Sarah on belly up.
Let's
Drink
go.
off.
Let's go.
Sarah,
No,
I don't
please
even
no.
need to respond
I'm
to
sending
that
all you
because
motherfuckers links.
you
Let's go.
can't hang, girl.
I gotta
Like,
set the
I
show up.
love you, Sarah, but you can't hang at
I'm
all.
gonna set the show up.
I bring
Listen,
it on. You got your
no,
24 pack
listen.
of Keystone. I got my Miller's. Derek
Case
can
race.
get these for his own nuts. Bring it, Sarah. It's
Case
happening.
race. Dale versus Sarah.
Oh, no.
I got my money on you, Dale.
Thank you. She can't hang.
I
She
have
does
to-
have. She does.
I live
have
with
about
her,
a
so-
fucking. She has about a 14 beer advantage that she just started. 'Cause I've been calling her for a while. So
Yeah.
I still got my money on you.
if I got to drink a whole nother case, whew, fuck. Buckle up. It's gonna get fun.
All right. Everybody enjoy Belly Up to the Bar live at 10 o'clock.
All right. Love you.
Love
guys.
y'all.
Who dey?
Who day? Where's the... There it is.
Who dey, baby? Let's go! It's time! Cincinnati, we gon' rise and up. In the jungle, we united up. Trippin' orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who got 'em, who rockin' on? Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move out on? If you got stripes, then you let the city know you rock 'em. Yeah, we got 'em. Yeah, we